Hey, are you burning the candle at both ends? Well, it's only a matter of time before you burn out. That's right, today we're going to talk about burnout. Burnout happens to everyone, but it feels especially appropriate to talk about it now as we begin the new school year. Burnout is pretty common for both educators and students. So today I'm going to talk about a few of my favorite herbs that I turn to when my fire has gone out. First, let's talk a little bit about what burnout is and what causes it. So burnout is the feeling of being both emotionally and physically exhausted due to overwork and chronic stress. It's really common for teachers due to the demanding workload of the profession, along with navigating the complicated dynamics of young people every day. And burnout can feel like a lot of things for a lot of people, but probably the number one symptom is extreme fatigue, just that feeling that you cannot get out of bed, every task is too big, and you just don't wanna. The other big symptom is gonna be just kind of a disinterest in life and a feeling of dissatisfaction with everything that you're doing. So, kind of like a mild temporary depression. And no herb can fully combat burnout. It's important to set aside time every week or maybe even every day to rest and play. We need joy and relaxation to thrive. And we need time when we are allowed to feel fully off and like we are not on call or responsible for anyone other than ourselves. Easier said than done. The other part that's really crucial is self-compassion. I don't know about you, but when I end up feeling burnt out, I end up feeling really guilty that the things that feel like they're my responsibility suddenly feel hard. But it's okay to feel burned out. It's okay to need rest. It's okay to spend a whole day in bed if that is what you need to do and if it helps you get up the next day feeling better. So do those things from time to time, and remember to stay in touch with your inner child that just wants to have a play day. That said, as a chronic overworker and a chronic burn-outer, I really feel this topic very much. I do find a lot of support in my herbal friends and turn to them during this time. So I'm going to talk about two of them today that are some of my favorites and some that we don't talk about a whole lot. So the first one is linden right here, that we have in our bulk herbs section at Broadway. So this makes a really lovely tea. It is light and floral and delicate, and it's actually way more common in Europe than it is in the United States, but it is an awesome nervine. So that's an herb that nourishes your nervous system, is restorative to it. I find it especially relieving for stress-induced headaches and insomnia. So this is a good nighttime restorative tea to have at the end of the day. Maybe that's part of your ritual where you turn off, you have your tea. It also aids digestion. So if you also find that when you get burnt out and overly stressed, you also have digestive issues, it's a great one to turn to. Just about 2 teaspoons and 12 ounces of hot water is all you need. It tastes really good, so most people like it on its own. Linden flower. The other one I'm going to talk about is eleuthero, which this is more something I turn to during the day to keep me going. So this is sometimes called Siberian ginseng, although it's not a true ginseng, but it took on that name because, like ginseng, it helps to reduce fatigue and to reduce the negative effects of chronic stress on the body, which is really big because if you're chronically stressed, it's doing more damage internally than just wearing you out. It's causing inflammation. It's causing, just slowing down your digestive system, slowing down your immune system. So this is fantastic for that. It has the ability to help heal and restore adrenal glands that are fatigued. So that's when you've overtaxed your adrenals and they are no longer performing up to snuff, and you actually can't get enough get up and go from your adrenals, cortisol from your adrenals, to go about your day. It helps to elevate the mood. It also has an immune boosting effect, so this is part of the reason why it's so fantastic for overly stressed people, because when you're overly stressed, like I mentioned, your immune system also shuts down because you're running from a tiger, basically. So your body is like, I don't need to digest anything. I don't need to use energy on my immune system. I just need to keep running until I fall down. So it helps with boosting the immune system too. And the term adaptogen that we hear so much was actually coined on Siberia, or on Eleuthero. This was the first herb that ever was called an adaptogen. So we think about ashwagandha, we think about rhodiola, but this is kind of the OG adaptogen right here. It's been used by athletes from around the world, especially Russia and China, to increase endurance and stamina. But it does that while also helping to relieve stress and boost cognitive function. So it's my jam. Try it out, and if you're burned out, maybe go outside and listen to the birds for a little while. Thanks for listening.